Well, hello, and welcome to this week's edition of the DCUO Community Webcast. We're actually changing things up a little bit tonight. Jens Anderson is traveling, so we have two other crack members of the DCUO design team. We have Jesse Benjamin, also known on the forums as Loke. He is our content lead. And we have Mr. Mark Halash, known as Tunso, on the boards, and he is our systems lead. So we're going to get some great insight from them on the upcoming release of DLC 2, which I know that people are anxiously awaiting. And I'm just going to get the whole date thing over with right away. DLC 2 will be launching next Tuesday in the U.S., that is December 6th. It should be launching in Europe on the 7th, but we have not had confirmation. We'll be sure to let folks know when exactly that will be coming out in Europe. So DLC 2, our second mini expansion to DC Universe Online. Everyone knows it's focused around a Flash theme, but we wanted to give you some more details tonight. And these are just the guys that do it. So Jesse, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about the new content that's going to be available with DLC 2.
Sure. We took some feedback in that people wanted to play more together in open cities and things like that. So the first thing we did actually was we created Central City, where you go to Central City and it's shared content. It's all soloable. You do it on a daily basis. You go out there and you play with other people. It's another city to explore, and you have some group content you do in there, and you have some solo content you do in there. From there, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, so as you saw on the teaser, and by the way, go if you want to see that teaser again for Lightning Strikes. It's right now, it's exclusively on IGN. Go there, check out the great coverage on not only Lightning Strikes, but all sorts of DCUO news. But anyway, at the beginning of that, you did see a little bit of Central City there with a Flash Museum. Very cool. So you got some group content there. What else we have?
We have in Central City. We have some big big group content in there. You'll do. We have this solo content all around the Flash Museum. We have lots of new NPCs for you to explore and to fight. From there, we actually have a new duo coming out. It's a Tier 2 duo, meaning you got to wear full Tier 1 gear. Right?
Yep, for Tier 1.
And in that one, you're actually going to explore the origin of the Flash. Basically, you have to go back and make sure Flash actually happens. So the night that Barry Allen gets hit by that lightning bolt, you have to go there and make sure he actually gets hit, because Abracadabra shows up and he's trying to stop that from happening. We have various incentives for why you're doing this. As a hero, obviously, you want to make sure your heroic friend still becomes a hero. As a villain, well, Zoom wouldn't exist if Flash didn't exist. So Zoom kind of has a vested interest in Flash actually existing, because it becomes a weird paradigm, if you will, if Flash is gone.
Paradox, perhaps.
Paradox.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry,
Well, you know.
But yeah, so that's our new duo. It's really interesting. It actually takes place. You start off in the Flash Museum, and then you actually go to the Speed Force.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
That's very cool. Going through the Speed Force is one of the cooler effects I've seen in the game.
It's
so
very neat. And then you end up back in time. That's how we send you back in time, is via the Cosmic Treadmill. Then we took some more feedback from players at the open city stuff. So we actually have content now out there spawning in Metropolis and Gotham. We have I don't know how much we can talk about.
Well, you know, we have some new bounties there, right?
We do have bounties.
Yeah. So who might we be seeing out in
we have
in the city?
All the Titans out there.
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, including Static. It was actually an unofficial Teen Titan. At some point, he was officially added. We also have all the rogues, so you'll be running into, Captain Cold, Heat Wave. We have some new ones. We have Top. We have Trickster. You'll see them out there, and they're actually different from other bounties that you've seen. Other bounties you've seen, they're kind of always in the same spot. You get told to go here, and the guy's right there, and okay, you play him. What you're doing with these bounties, you're like, hey, he's in the East End, and you've got to find him, and he's up for only a short period of time. So like when you find him, you're like, hey, he's here, come help me, so everybody comes help. But on top of that, we do have some soloable content out there too that's going to be spawning up that all ties into the story of the DLC. So we have all that content out there as well for people to do. And it's all daily, so you can continue doing it and continue getting your rewards, which Mr. Halash will get to. What else do we have?
Well, let's talk a little bit about, because certainly one of the big things that's coming out with lightning strikes is electricity powers. Now, just to explain, Jesse, creates, a lot of the wonderful content we play in the game. Systems, I want to explain exactly what it does. Mark is responsible for, the team that develops the power sets, the weapons, the movement. He's responsible for balance. So any complaints you have about the game, it's his fault. All right. So
It's
just to
all
get
me.
this straight, it's all Mark's fault, and all of your problems can be blamed on him.
That's right.
But all the coolness is also Mark's area as well. So tell us a little bit about the electricity power set.
Yeah, so electricity is a pretty cool set. We're pretty happy with the way it turned out. It's maybe you've heard or not. It is actually it's a healing. It will have the healing role and obviously the DPS role as well. And to talk a little bit about the way electricity heals as opposed to say sorcery or nature. So sorcery is sort of it's efficient. It's pretty much fire and forget. But it's really location bound, and then compare that to nature, which is it has very high burst potential for really explosive amounts of healing. But it's also a little bit inefficient, and it requires a lot of attention. Well, so with electricity, it's sort of in between those two, in that it has a little bit of has pretty decent burst, but it also has allows a little bit more mobility than sorcery, but also sort of maintains a little bit of the fire and forget sort of nature between the two. As far as the DPS side is concerned, we have two trees. There's the voltage tree, which is primarily, as far as mechanics are concerned, that will have the electrified effects, which we've actually had in the game since launch. And also an amperage tree that uses a polarization mechanic, which is pretty cool. Kind of like sort of magnetizes guys, and we'll throw objects at them as they're running around. It's pretty hilarious. We have a couple new types of healing that are pretty neat. One of those is one power is biocapacitor, and what that does is it does sort of your standard instant burst of healing on you and most injured group mate, but it also it puts a buff on your group mates that will when they fall below 35%, it does a sort of a rescue heal. So that's pretty cool. That's one of sort of the little fire forget sorts of things electricity has. Another pretty cool one is electrogenesis. Which is, it's sort of an aura that goes on you and whoever your closest ally is. And what that does is that will, it's sort of a healing aura. So it heals you and anyone in close proximity. So kind of what that will let you do, if just take the example, say you're sort of a ranged healer, you can sort of, dash into the melee group, use electrogenesis, sorry, and that'll put an aura on both you and the closest melee guy, and then you kind of run back, and then sort of rather than being location based, it's more like person based. So kind of think of it as a sort of a person based circle protection sort of deal, which is pretty neat. So yeah, all in all, electricity is pretty neat set, and we're pretty happy with it.
Yeah, we were when we were doing the play tests on it, there's definitely with the healing, it's a more active sort of healing role, and I think that's going to be very cool. So some definitely cool changes coming up, or cool additions to the game coming up with that. I did want to address really quick, because I know it's been a topic of discussion in terms of the DLC. There will not be respec tokens offered with the DLC. As I explained in a letter to the community, we had a lot of customer service issues surrounding the specific any power to light powers with DLC 1. We had to go in the game and personally change a lot of people back. We will be offering respec tokens in the future for power, and we're going to try to get those out there as quickly as possible. But But going forward, that will not be part of the DLC pack. And I think in many ways, we said it with the light powers initially. Really, the best way to learn a new power set is to roll up a new character, and that's really what we're encouraging you to do. Understand that people want to experiment with the powers, and we will offer respect tokens for if you have high-level characters that want to try it in the future. A couple of other things that have come up on the discussions lately that since we have Mark here that we can describe a little bit. There were some changes recently fixing some bugs with both the explosive shot and the hard light fan. Do you want to go a little description on that? I know it's it's a little technical and everything, but what exactly do we need to do there?
Sure. So with respect to bow, so mainly the problem was explosive shot was never really intended to have triple the range of the other projectile type abilities. So we corrected that, right? I mean, basically having that extreme range was leading to some exploits, and so
so we fixed the bug.
We had to fix a bug, basically.
Yeah. We know everyone loves a bug that helps them out. And sorry about that, and we'll strive in the future. We always strive not to have bugs in the game, especially ones that impact gameplay. That was a big one and had to be fixed. What about a hard light fan?
Yeah, hard light fan. It was another situation where there were some unintended behaviors that were possible with the hard light fan, and it was pretty bad in some situations. So unfortunately, we had to kind of change up the way the combo version. Basically, what we had to do is basically make the combo version and the superpower version work the same to sort of prevent the unintended behavior that was leading to a pretty nasty exploit. That was, I'm sure if you had it done to you in PvP, you know what I'm talking about. But people were also obviously using it to trivialize raids and stuff too. So unfortunately, we had to make some changes to prevent that from happening.
Yeah. So we're always on the lookout for things working correctly. We know that when you have a favorite power changed, it's disappointing because it works really well and it's gone. But we will always be striving for balance between the power sets to make sure that nothing's overpowered. This is always an ongoing battle because players figure out things and create situations that we just never were able to hit in testing, and we will fix them when we find them. So we have some questions from the audience. Questions from the audience. You, sir, over there. Actually, this would be a good time. We have a lot of new items showing up in DLC too, and people are all kind of fascinated by what types of fat loot they can expect. So
yeah, we have some pretty cool stuff coming up for DLC 2. So firstly, I guess I'll just run through them here. So as you go through the content, and there's lots of it to do. You'll be earning what do we call marks of momentum, and you'll use these to buy all kinds. We have several vendors full of really cool stuff to buy. One of them is we have basically a new. Basically, whether you're hero or villain, we have either a Black Lightning or a Zoom inspired set. That's pretty cool. All these items, those particular items are more or less tier 2.5, so they're pretty good, and so you'll be able to purchase those to get your basically to get yourself prepared for the tier 3 raids, for example. But we also have rings and necks available for purchase too, which is sort of a new thing. Up until now, you've sort of had to raid for the epic quality versions of those. The items themselves are item level 62 if you care about that sort of thing. We have a new type of weapon we're introducing, which is the spark weapon. Those are really neat, and again, you'll be able to purchase those with the same tokens you'll earn from doing the content, and they come in both rare and epic varieties. The rare ones will be 103 DPS, and the epics will be 113. What's cool about the spark weapons is they actually link with the other spark weapons. So basically, they'll have bonus proc effects, and then anybody else who's in your group and also wielding a spark weapon will get the same proc effect that you do when they go off. So basically, if everybody in your group has spark weapons, you'll all be getting the benefits from each other's weapons as well as your own. So that's pretty neat. And finally, we have what's probably quite possibly the coolest trinket ever. No, it is. It's a ring compartment basically. So sort of like what Flash has. And what that'll do is when you use that, you'll don sort of a Speed Force inspired suit. That's pretty cool. And so for a limited amount of time, you'll be able to use. Basically, it's sort of like a Swiss Army trinket. It'll do a bunch of different things, and you kind of have to discover what those are. They're kind of combo based. And so they're pretty neat and can do several different things. So anyway, yeah, a lot of cool stuff to earn.
Very neat. Everyone likes new loot, and the styles are pretty cool as well. So not only great stats, but some great looks there. And it kind of answers the questions. There is that the gear that you're getting in DLC 2. It's higher end gear. So not quite the highest end in the game, but definitely some for power seekers out there. Lots of things to choose from. Let's see questions that are coming up here. PvP queue changes. This is a big question. We know that heroes especially are spending a long time in queues. Every time I go out in the forums and trying to gauge the sentiment here, it kind of goes both ways. Our feeling is right now we will be introducing some changes that will allow for mixed group queuing on the PvP side, so that if you have a shortage of villains, that we'll give you the opportunity to at your choice participate in a non-faction based PvP queue. I understand what some of the concerns are around that, and but I also feel like PvP in our game and the arenas are just too cool not to make sure that people can enjoy that as much as they want. I have no time period for that, but we'll be doing something on that quickly. It's a question from Mark there. Tier 2 dailies, will they drop Marks of Krypton?
Tier 2 dailies, so I believe we'll actually have Tier 2 dailies live right now, I believe, right? So if you...
Yeah, I think what they're asking is, I think in preparation for the duos.
Oh,
yeah.
The duos, basically the Tier 2 duo is basically to help you to continue to earn your Tier 2 equipment.
Right.
So the DLC pack is the Marks of Momentum.
Marks of Momentum. So. Okay. Let's see. Talk about this looks like a landmine, but we'll go ahead and step right in it. Can you talk about the controller changes in the last in PvP in the last update?
Sure. So.
Oh, that sounds like fun. All right.
Yeah. So we basically this is part of obviously balance is an ongoing thing, and PvP. I like PvP as much as you guys do. So. We're going to continue to support it and try to make it as balanced as possible. So one of the things that we did most recently was try to basically round out our sort of rock paper scissors model on the roll level, and try to basically round those things out. And one of those obviously included aside from basically making tanks, making healers a lot more able to take down a tank and nullify a tank's powers. we also sort of extended that to controllers as well. And so, yeah, so essentially, there had to be a way to sort of, I guess, let controllers feel the same sting that healers and as well as tanks felt. So it basically was more or less a it was a balance sort of situation. And as always, like I said, share your feedback, right? I mean, you've had some time to play it, and we read the boards, we pay attention to Facebook. So let us know what you think.
Yeah.
If
Tunsa's on the boards quite a lot,
Yeah,
and he does read and post a lot.
Yeah. And even if I'm not posting, I'm always reading the boards.
Yeah.
So
I mean, balance is something that we're not going to pull back from. It's important for our game. It's important for the community and long term. We're always going to be tweaking around the edges, and I think Mark's been really good about explaining why we do certain things. We know that when it first happens, if you feel like you're the target, it hurts. But long term, it makes the game. It makes sure that people keep coming back to the game, and that you keep on running into someone else that might be have a different build than you, but is still as viable. We don't want to get down to the point where everyone's playing exactly the same combination of things. All right. See, we're kind of getting close on time here. Is there any more questions from the boards here? Marketplace. What's next for the marketplace? We did release on the PC side. We released some new items. PS3 are coming soon with DLC 2, but we have, there's some new toys that are coming up. PC players have already seen them. We have various dice set for folks who've played Dungeons and Dragons. You can now have essentially life-size dice, and we do expect players to come up with great ways of using that. We finally did add a rename token to the game, so that players out there who want to rename their character can now have an opportunity to do that. Coming down the road, I have mentioned that power respecs are coming. We have, we're still kind of learning what exactly folks are enjoying in the game. Obviously, the toys are popular. Some of the looks are extremely popular, and we have been pulling a lot of from the threads, especially on special looks you'd like to see in the game, and we'll keep on introducing those. And down the road, we hope to have entirely new classes of marketplace items that are going to add even more to your ability to really customize the look and feel of your character. We're working on those things now. But we'll keep on adding stuff to the marketplace and to the game itself, and we get a lot of our suggestions from Facebook and the forum. So if you got something you want, put it out there, and if enough people give you a hell yeah, then we'll go ahead and do that. So yeah. So once again, DLC 2, Lightning Strikes, is coming to a PS3 or PC in your neighborhood on December 6th, next Tuesday. There will be, on the PS3 side, there is some lags between what time of day the DLC is available for purchase for our premium and free players. For our legendary players who get access to DLC as part of their membership benefits, they'll be able to access the DLC content as soon as the servers come up on Tuesday morning in the U.S. And so we look forward to that. Go by IGN, check out the cool teaser videos, and keep playing DC. We're really excited about the tons of new players we have in the game. Till next time, we'll see you in DC Universe Online. Thanks.